Welcome to our seminar. We are telling about this learning by constructing in kindergarten. My name is Tiina Marjuniemi and I'm from kindergarten Korento. Welcome all.
Hello everyone, welcome from me too. I'm really happy to see you all here, that you prefer to be here instead of outside when the weather is so nice. We are going to tell you a little bit about our project today. We are going to tell you about the learning units, the methodology that we created. We are going to tell you about the website, then about the structured course in Erasmus, Action 3.1, and after that we will have a small quiz, as you might win some prizes, and then we will have some coffee at the end. Welcome. First, we are going to present you our project, Learning by Constructing in Kindergarten. My name is Krasmira Georgieva Ivanova, and I'm the owner and the manager of EOP, OU, and I was one of the partners in this project. So our project started in year 2020, very exciting year. We were very anxious, very worried how our project will go, because we didn't know if we are going to get approved because of the COVID-19, but luckily it was approved, and we were really happy because it's really a fun project and we think it's going to be very useful. It starts in September 2020 and it ends this year 2022 in August. The coordinator is Kindergarten 184 with Cook from Sofia, Bulgaria. Other partners is another kindergarten from Sofia, Bulgaria, Kindergarten 69, Sun Childhood. Then we have our partners here from Finland, Korento, and we have kindergarten from Vienna, Austria, which name I never learned how to pronounce. And then we have another partner from Bulgaria, this is the Dead Obuchenie, and my own company, I'm representative of TOP Espoo, Finland, and we have another partner, another organization from Vienna, Austria, Epsilon Marketing. What activities were included in our project? Of course, because of the COVID-19, we had to change a little bit our way of meeting and our way of working. So we had a lot of online meetings, online activities. Then we had to visualize, to make our project seen and remembered. And we created this lovely poster that you can see. We have another version that is with Christmas tree. And we started our research. We started thinking what we need in this project, what we have to do to make it useful. We have a lot of project work meetings. Some of them we managed to do on site, but many of them we have to do online. When we made the research, when we found the units that we need, the theme that we're going to work on, topics, we started the experimental work in kindergartens. When we had the methodology, we started to experiment how that methodology is working. And we made our project, we uploaded it in eTwin space, so everyone can see all around the world it's seen, and our project is, everyone can go and see what we have done and how they can use it. We had 2 trainings, C1, which was here in Helsinki, in this very place, and there we got acquainted with different ways of constructing, different constructive sets that we can use. It was on 29th of July to 1st of August 2021 last year. And we tried different ways of constructing. We constructed with junk materials, we constructed with paper cups, then we constructed with Lego. We came up with even with some really nice ideas, new ideas here together. The second training was in Sofia, Bulgaria, that we had to get acquainted how this new methodology will be integrated in kindergarten curriculum. And some of us were on site, some of us were online. We managed somehow to make it work, even though it was a challenge for us. And we learned how to use the e-twinning platform. We had one training how to send materials there, pictures, all kinds of data that we have been working on, how we send it to e-twinning. Results. We had 3 different results states that we had to achieve. First one was the development of methodology, which took a lot of time, a lot of effort, but I think the result is really nice. We have those learning units that are created in 8 languages: English, Bulgarian, German, Finnish, Swedish, Slovak, Czech, and Turkish. We have a partner from Turkey who is not officially on the project, but they were so interested in this project that we decided that we are going to take them and they're going to translate in Turkish. The second outcome of our project, that was the web platform that you soon will be acquainted with, where we have uploaded all our materials, all the cards for the teacher, all the cards for the children. We have videos, we have photos there. We have also information about our structured course, and that comes in all 3. This is a structured course with training materials, and it's in 4 languages: English, Bulgarian, German, and Finnish. And a little bit later we are going to talk about that course, and you will get acquainted with that course and the good possibility it gives to teachers to go to another country and to get acquainted with new things. If you have questions, this is in Bulgarian, questions, you can scan with your phones and ask your questions, and at the end we are going to answer. Now I will give the floor to our main coordinator, Ivan Ivanov.
Hello to everybody. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm much happy that I'm not for the first time here. We have very successful work with cooperation with Kindergarten Corento in the time of this project, and it's very pity that it's in the final phase, but I hope that we have possibility to continue our work. I'm Vice Principal of Kindergarten Winnie the Pooh from Sofia, and I would like to present you methodology which we developed, but I prefer to use learning units, not methodology, like the term for my presentation. What is the main approach? Usually in the kindergarten, we very often play, and after that we must play again and play again, but in some cases we must learn. And in some cases this is the problem, because the children love to play, not love to learn. And if it's necessary to learn more about the animals, we thinking that it's good for children if they build their own animals and after that explain. And this is our main idea, to give children set of Lego bricks, Lego doodle bricks especially, because this is the small children, and give instruction step by step how they build animal, for example elephant, and after that they want elephant, not elephant, they want elephant, and they're very happy to explain and talk about they want advanced. In our experimental work in the kindergarten, most of the children help teacher to take photo with their animal and share with their parents, because it's very important that they build their one. This is the main idea of our approach. Main points for integration of learning in the learning process, constructing activities. Constructing activities is a part of learning process. It's not separate activities. We integrate it in our regular work in the kindergarten with the kids. In some cases, we can combine with different approach and different methodology. We should use traditional working with the kids. Children construct different objects from different topics with different bricks, and they learn more about the bricks, and they learn more about how they construct each other, which developing another type of skills, which is not possible to training in another way if they didn't build hands by hands. Okay, children works in teams. It's very important working in group teams, and then, as I said, the children explain and show what they build to others. We're using Lego Duplo bricks with different types of bricks, and it's important in the end is the children must be happy. To be happy for this work. What including in our learning units? We have two type cards. One of the cards is for the teachers. We call them learning cards. Another card is for students, for kids. We call them instructional cards. And what they include? Learning cards usually has 2 pages. In some cases, there are more 2 pages. On the first page, there's on the top right information of the number of cards. The first number, it's a means the age of group. 4, it's for years old kids. After that is order. This 2 picture, it means that for this topic, it's good to be working in 2 kids in one group. In some cases, there are more 2 kids. They're working in 4 or 5 kids, it depends on the task. After that, we have brief information about the basic knowledge which is possible to learn kids in this learning cards, curriculum link, educational task, and we give step-by-step teacher what is necessary to do with this topic with the kids. And in the end, there's resource materials, and here is instructional cards for the kids, which is the number. All instructional cards which we develop in our project is 409 for kids. There's no separate by the age, they're separate by the topics. We have a lot of topics. Here is the part of the object which kids will be created, and if a teacher looks on the card, she or he immediately can see what will be the result when working with the kids. Instructional card is very simple. There's a number, there's an object which must create kids, and there's the parts necessary. It's very useful for teacher when teacher prepare a lesson to collect necessary materials. And here is presentation step by step how to build this model. We're developing 100 learning units. If compared by the age, the biggest age is 6 years old and the smallest is 3 years old, but it's normal because in the 6-year old students has a lot of possibility which you can construct. But we're happy that we have very average number from each age. Here you can see the learning cards by topics. In some cases, we didn't developing learning cards for some topic for bigger students, for bigger kids. For example, colors. We have 1 card for 3 years, 2 cards for 4 years, 1 card for 5 years, and no cards for 6, because 6 years old, it's very has a lot of knowledge about the colors. But in other case, for example, flags, we have only for 5 and 6. We didn't have this topic for smaller children because it's too complicated for them. We make experimental work in the kindergarten. This experimental work is going by teachers in the kindergarten. They scan evaluation form which is necessary to fill it with information, and we test it, is it good or not good. This is my short presentation of learning card. All learning cards and instructional cards is free of use. You can access them to the website, but later we present website. If you have question, you can scan QR code and type it your question. And now we will continue. The next is most interesting part of our seminar. I think this is the experimental work in the kindergarten. Our colleagues from kindergarten Poland.
I'm going to assist them by translating as the best I can do.
Eli meidän esitelmä on luonnollisesti Joo, eli me ollaan ollut tässä projektissa mukana Tiikka ja minä. Ja meillä oli, silloin kun aloitettiin tätä projektia, niin meitä oli 3 ryhmää, mutta sitten yksi jäi äitiyslomalle ja sitten meitä on ollut vaan 2 ryhmää, plus sitten Katja 5-vuotiaiden ryhmästä. Onkohan aloittanut?
At the beginning, there were 3 groups that took part in the project, but one of the teachers went on maternity leave, and then it was only 2 groups, and there was one group that didn't play.
Eli nyt kerrotaan vähän, miten tämä on niin meidän tämä toiminta alkanut tässä projektissa. Eli tietenkin iloinen asia oli se, että saatiin hirveästi näitä lukuja päiväkotiin.
The most fun part was that we got so many Lego bookmarks for our kindergarten.
Ja tehtävänä meillä oli sitten ne lajitella ne legot omiin laatikoihinsa, kaikki erilaiset, tai samanlaiset osat aina samoihin laatikoihin, että lapsilla oli sitten helppo löytää niistä tehtäväkorteista, mitä Ivaila tuossa äsken esittelikin, että kun kortissa on aina, mitä siinä tarvitaan, niin sitten lapsi näkee sieltä laatikosta, että mitä osia hän siihen tarvii.
So the first task was to arrange into boxes, to sort into boxes different types of Lego bricks, because there were many types. And in that way it was going to be easy for the children to find the brick that they want to use and element that they need, because there were so many and it's difficult to find.
Myöhemmin tulee sitten noissa kuvissa esille nämä.
And then we will see from the photos.
Ja niin kuin Ivaila sanoi, niin oli noin tehtäväkortit kaikissa ja sitten niissä korteissa on aina kerrottu se teema tai tavoite.
So we had the cards, and in those cards we had the topic, and we had the aims of the topic.
Näiden rakentelujen tavoitteita, siinä oli paljonkin tietenkin tavoitteita, mutta oli just tämmöisiä sanastoa ja värejä ja
There are many topics, many aims, but for example, some of them might put in words or colors.
Ja tuosta korteista tulikin, että siellä oli opettajille omat kortit ja lapsille omat kortit. Ja siellä oli hyvin tarkat ohjeet, että mitä siihen kaikkea siihen tehtävään tarvii.
So we had the learning cards for the teachers and instructional cards for the children, and they were very specific explanation how they should be used.
Ja sitten lapset tietenkin sen oman kortin mukaan meni sinne laatikoihin ja siellä kun oli ne ohjeet, mitä missäkin laatikossa on, niin keräsi sitten itse ne tämmöisiä eri organisaatioita.
Tässä saatiin tämmöisiä laatikoita, esimerkiksi jos on tehtävänä vaikka eläimet, että esimerkiksi koiran tekeminen. Mä oon niin kuin ollut 3-vuotiaiden kanssa, että mä yleensä ennen valmistumista mä etsin, mutta ollaan joskus myös lasten kanssa etsitty valmiiksi ne osia.
So when the children have their own cars, they go to the boxes and they choose the material that they need. And for example, this one is for 3 years old. And then they go and select their own material. Then together, sometimes together with the teacher, they go and select the material they need.
Mutta tosiaan isommat lapset sitten piti kerätä itse ne tarvittavat.
But the older children, they could collect themselves.
Se keräily vei aika paljon aikaa, joten me aika paljon tehtiin isollakin niin, että me opettajat kerättiin valmiiksi näihin laatikoihin. Siihenkin meni paljon, eli sitä valmistelua ennen kuin tehtiin tämmöinen leikotyö, niin sitä itse asiassa meni aika paljon siihen valmistelun aikaan.
So picking of the material took a lot of time, so we taught children how they can go and pick their own material, collect their own material that they need.
Ja vaikka meillä oli niitä leikoja, tai on ihan hirveästi, niin sitten siellä saattoi olla niin monta semmoista korttia, mihin tarvitsi sitä samaa väriä tosi monta. Niin sitten aina joutui vähän karsiin, että okei, jätetään tämä kortti nyt pois, että nämä leikkovärit ei riitäkään niihin.
So we had, even though we had a lot of paper to put, and there were some cards that we need many different colors, and sometimes we didn't have the color that we need, so we have to remove that card if we don't have the color.
Joo, sitten kun nämä mallit oli rakennettu, niin lapset yleensä esittelivät sen oman työn ja niihin liittyi sitten opetuksellisia kysymyksiä.
So when the models were built, children presented their models, and it was connected with a lot of questions and thinking and pondering.
Eli ne kysymykset tuli niistä opettajien korteista, eli siellä oli annettu ohjeeksi tehdä vertailua tai muuta pohtimista tai erilaisia ajatuksia, että mitä esimerkiksi tiedät perheestä tai mitä haluaisit kertoa äidille.
Many of those questions that we have to deal with, they come from the cards. For example, we could compare something, or
ihan vaan pohdittiin esimerkiksi urheilulajeja.
And thinking about different, for example, sports.
Tosiaan pienten kanssa esimerkiksi samat värit, jos on eläimet, on sanavarasto esimerkiksi eri värit, että minkä värinen tämä koira. Totta kai sitten vaikka silmät näyttää ja mitä koiralla on. Esimerkiksi tässä, että onko sama värinen koira, tässä voi vaihdella osia ja sitten niin kuin laajentaa ja voi olla joku koira ilman häntä ja sitten vaikka sijainti, että missä koira, kumpi niistä, montako, myös lasketin monta koiraa, että on ja mikä koiran keskellä ja vaikka oikealla vasemmalla, että on kaikenlaista semmoista lisää ja sitten vaikka että onko kotona koira ja sellainen ja sitten myös huomattiin, että piti sen rakentamistuokion jälkeen antaa aikaa lapsille leikkiä vielä sen jälkeen. Että on tärkeää niiden leikojen kanssa leikkiä just niiden koirien kanssa.
I hope I remember some of that. So some of the questions, for example, they were what color is the animal, talking about the eyes, eyes. We compare, for example, with different animals. Are they the same color? Is there a tail or no? Is it in the middle or not? Where is the animal?
Sen jälkeen pääsi
And then we gave time, teacher gave time to children to play with their models.
Joo, eli niistä töistä siis syntyi tosi hyvin keskusteluita ja paljon oppimista ja meidän näkökulmasta myös semmoista pedagogista keskustelua. Esimerkiksi meillä isommilla oli urheilukilpailut ja mietittiin, että mikä urheilussa on tärkeintä ja mitä urheilulajia he kiertävät ja onko voittaminen tärkeintä vai osallistuminen. Ja saatiin niin ympättyä vaikka mitä oppimista siitä.
So we have very pedagogical conversations. For example, if we talk about sports, we could talk about competition, and then we talk about what's important in competition.
Is it winning
Or losing?
No sitten taas sanoikin Evia just, että sen jälkeen oli tosi, lapset innostuivat kovasti leikkimään ja sitten niitä vielä niinku laajentui suurimmaksi kokonaisuuksiksi ja he olisivat vielä niinku, vaikka kuinka laajentaneet niitä leikkejä, mutta isoilla se ei ollut aina ihan niin mahdollista jättää niitä sinne, koska sitten tuli esiopetus alkoi ja sitten meillä ei siinä vaiheessa ollut sellaista nuorta, että me saatiin aina jättää ne kaikki leikot.
Eikä niitä pöytiä.
So some of the games were really broad, we took a lot and they played a lot with them, and sometimes the teachers had the possibility to leave the models, not disassemble the models, so they could leave them. They had place where to leave those models so they could be used later.
Ja kuten sanottiin, niin mallit muuntu ja kun on kyse lapsista, niin lapset on luovia, ne alkoi tulla mukaan erilaisiin tehtäviin ja harvoinhan ne pysyy samanlaisina leikot. Ja sä voit kertoa vielä tästä, miten teidän pääsiäismunat muuttuu.
Joo, no esimerkiksi meillä tässä oli juhlateema, oli pääsiäismunat, mutta just meillä oli Dino-projekti ja sitten otettiin sitten käyttöön se pääsiäismunan idea, syntyi Dino-munat sitten niistä, että lapset sitten rakensivat.
So yeah, children are really creative, so sometimes the theme might change. Children are ready to change the theme. For example, in those cards that Kyle showed, we had Easter egg, but children have changed it into dino eggs because in the card was that theme about dinosaurs.
Ja myös tieteen kanssa muuten leikiminen, että kun jotakin me rakennetaan, harvoin se yksi vaikka joku jää sellainen, kun ne tosiaan muuntaa ja laittaa ja rakentaa lisää. Esimerkiksi kun me rakennettiin siltoja, että sitten siitä jatkoa leikkiä, että ne leikkii sillan alla peikkoja ja sitten pukit kävelee, että ne sitten jatkui ne tarinat siellä. Niin harvoin, että pienten ryhmästä kolminvuotiaiden se tavara, niin kun se malli pysyy koko ajan, että koko ajan lisättiin, lapset lisäsivät, laitoivat lisäksi.
So with the small ones, it's very rare that the model stays the same all the time. Children like to add things and add their own games and own stories. Was it some bridge?
Ja siellä oli siltan rakentaminen mallista, mutta se oli hetkisen silta ja sitten kun on kerrottu ja katsottu malleista sen jälkeen siellä ja syntyi peikkojen silta ja lisää koristeita ja peikkoja ja pukkeja.
Okay, so when they build that bridge, it continues, and I'm not sure what is paper in English. So is it those trolls, yeah. So they said that trolls we found at the bridge, and the game continued from there. So they added their own.
Kerrotko vielä siitä teidän ystäväpäiväkorteista?
Joo, myöhemmin tulee kuvia, mutta se oli sellainen, kun meillä oli ystävänpäivä tulossa ja oli hyvä idea sydänten teko ja meillä oli naapuriryhmän kanssa yhteinen lauluhetki, että helpompi olisi näyttää, mutta siellä tulee, että otettiin iso sellainen pohja, vihreä ja sen päällä sitten lapset tekivät sydämen ja me annettiin sitten ne semmoiset ekologiset kortit sitten meidän ystäväryhmään.
So they had Saint Valentine, and in Finland it's the Day of the Friendship also. So children were playing, they were having together time with another group from the kindergarten, so they made those hearts, and they put it on a big green base, and they gave it to the other group as a present, as friendship present, and that was ecological postcard.
Ja sama menetelmä sitten hyödynnettiin tuosta äitienpäivä isänpäivän kohteesta.
Se oli lapsista niin hauska tehdä ja tärkeää, kun me harjoiteltiin, mitä sanotaan, otettiin kuvaa sinne projektiin, että harjoitettiin sanomaan hyvää ystävänpäivää ja sitten myös meidän ryhmä teki myös äitienpäivä lahjana kortti, missä oli se Lego-sydän. Osa teki sydämestä, osa kukista sitten.
And the same happened for the Mother's Day and Father's Day. Children made, some of them made hearts and some of them made from flowers postcards, Lego postcards, and then they learned how to say, before for the Friendship's Day, they learned how to say happy Saint Valentine or happy Friendship Day, and then also they made for Mother's Day and Father's Day in the same way.
Okay. No, lasten mielestä tietysti tämä rakentaminen oli tosi inspiroivaa. Ne on tosi taitavia, lapset on taitavia Lego-rakentajia. Tietenkin aluksi isoista tuntui hassulta, että aletaan tekemään duploilla, jotka ovat isoja, mutta se unohtui nopeasti. Mutta joka tapauksessa tämmöinen rakentaminen oli vähän erilaista, koska me ohjattiin niitä hirveän tarkkaan ja sanottiin, että mitä pitää rakentaa, että ei päässytkään rakentamaan ihan mitä tahansa.
Se oli vähän yllätys isoille lapsille.
So children were very excited, very creative. Sometimes all the children, they might be a little bit strange, weird that they have to build with Lego Duplo because they think they're big enough. They don't have to build with Lego Duplo, but soon they forget about that and then really enjoyed it that way.
Sitten tietenkin kaikki täällä moni tietääkin, että ryhmässä oli mukana erilaisia lapsia ja erilaisia oppijoita, joten mä olin mukana tässä ANE-ryhmässä siksi, että täällä oli lapsia, jotka tarvitsevat vähän erilaista opetusta ja heillä on tämmöisiä special needs, mitä he tarvitsevat.
So for the children, this time it was a different way of playing with the Lego Duplo because this time the instructions were really specific, so they have to follow really specific instructions. And in this kindergarten, there are different children with different needs, educational needs, so they needed different approach.
Joo, eli me saatiin tässä käsiteltyä hirveän paljon just sitä sanavaraston lisäämistä, samoin kuin matemaattisten taitojen harjoittelua, ihan niin kuin kerronnallisia taitoja myös.
So they needed this vocabulary built play and then mathematical skills also, different ways, different needs.
Me saatiin myös paljon tietoa siitä, miten lapset toimii ja mitä meidän pitäisi vielä harjoitella lisää.
So then we find out how children work and what we need to exercise more or practice more.
Tämä projekti vaatii tosi paljon lapsilta yhteistyötaitoja, koska tässä tehdään erilaisissa ryhmissä.
And that requires from children to be able to work with other children. Cooperation skills.
Ja piti myös tarkkaan miettiä, että ketkä lapset voi olla niin kuin samassa ryhmässä, koska siellä oli niin tosi nopeita, mitkä oli jo kerännyt kaikki osapuolet, että toinen pari ei sitten ollut niin ehtinyt siihen yhtään mukaan ihmetteliä sitä korttia, että piti miettiä silleen vähän niitä pareja myös tarkkaan.
So you really have to think what children put in which group, because some children are very quick in collecting materials, others are more precise, so they are different children.
Eli voi laittaa kahta hirveän eri tasosta lasta rakentamaan sen takia, että toinen, se joka on hirveän paljon taitavampi ja nopeampi, niin se ei osaa antanut sen toisen tehdä yhtään mitään.
So it's not a good idea to put children who are very different in their skills to put together, because one that is very quick and we very quickly builds the model, then doesn't help. Does it help to the other child or no? Does that child help to the other? No.
Yes. Jossain vaiheessa lapset auttavat toisiansa, mutta myöskin täytyy katsoa, että ei auttanut liikaa, että se toinen
Yes. So sometimes they help each other, but teachers should make sure that they don't help too much each other.
Joo, sitten tietenkin tässä oli myös mukana lapsia, joilla on keskittymisen vaikeutta, eli sitten piti myöskin sitä katsoa, että kuinka kauan he jaksoivat keskittyä ja millä tapaa he pysyvät siinä mukana siinä toiminnassa.
And of course, with the kids then concentration is an issue. So the teacher should be careful, should follow and be careful how long the child can concentrate.
Me työskenneltiin paljon pienemmissä ryhmissä kuin mitä ohjekorteissa lukee, koska se saattoi olla vaikka 30. Siinä sanottiin, että otetaan 30 lapsen ryhmä tai joku 20 lapsen ryhmä, joten meillä ei ole kuin 12-14 lasta ryhmässä ja sekin jaettiin pienemmiksi osiksi. Mutta joskus oli koko ryhmä, mutta meidän mielestä se ei ollut kauhean kivaa.
So we concentrate on those cards that are meant for smaller groups. Because some of the cards are for 20-30 kids, but in our kindergarten we have from 8 to 12, right? So sometimes we have tried with a bigger group, but it's not really nice.
Ja niissä pienemmissä ryhmissä sitten lapset, joilla oli näitä haasteita, niin he uskasivat paremmin ilmaista itseään ja saivat itseänsä ylipäätään paremmin esiin. Joo. Eli ne lapset, joilla oli näitä haasteita, niin huomattiin, että heidän oli helpompi ilmaista itseänsä, kun he olivat pienemmissä ryhmissä.
And so those children who face some challenges, it was easier for them to express themselves in a small group.
Eli sitten oli tärkeää, että aiemmin puhuttiin, että niihin oppimiskortteihin oli tosi tärkeää tutustua ennakkoon. Että näki, että mitä siinä tarvitaan ja mitä siinä haetaan, mitä siinä tavoitellaan. Ja itse hyvin miettiä, että miten ne ohjeetaan, että nekin kun ensimmäisiä Iidan kanssa tehtiin, niin sitten jos se ohje oli sellainen puolittainen eikä tarkkaan mietitty lapset, että mitä tässä pitää tehdä, että ei saaneet siitä ihan kiinni. Sitten tosiaan mietittiin se, että miten se esitetään se ohje ja se kortti.
Yeah, so it's very important that the teacher gets acquainted with the cards before starting working with children, because it has to be really ready to have very clear instructions, because if sometimes instructions are not that clear or not that complete, children might start questioning what they should do next.
Ja jotkut niistä 6-vuotiaiden korteista oli oikeasti vähän haastavia, että piti tosi tarkkaan katsoa niitä osia. Vaikka silloin ne osat tietenkin lapsen kortissa, miten ne tulee ja mikä tulee mihinkin.
And some of the cards for the older children, they were really complicated, so we really have to read carefully what is needed.
Tehtiin myös virheitä. Annettiin kaikista vaikeat tehtävät kaikista ehkä heikommalle rakentajalle.
And of course, sometimes we make mistakes that we gave the most difficult task to some child that is not that good at building.
Ja tuossa tulikin jo sitten noita aikaisemmin, mitä osa-alueita siinä harjoiteltiin ja opittiin. Ne pystyy siihen sisällyttämään leikojen kanssa työskentelyyn. Ja sitten just toi lajittelu, että ne oppi, mikä oli äärettömän tärkeää, kun se opetettiin se, vaikka sulla oli montaa eri osaa siinä laatikossa, niin sitten sä veit ne sinne oikeille paikoille, koska sitten kun se seuraava tuokio taas alkoi, niin sitten ne löytyi ne oikeat palikat, jos ne olisi vaan.
Mikä se laatikoissa, että siellä on kuvaa.
Mä en tunne tossa. Joo.
So it's very important that it's very important that the parts return to the right boxes, because then the next teacher will find the parts that he or she needs to build to their work.
Ja koska ylä- ja alakäsitteet on tosi vaikeita ylipäätään lapsille ja meillä on täällä kaikenkielisiä lapsia, niin tässä tuli nimenomaan ylä- ja alakäsitteitä käsiteltyä tosi paljon.
So up and down exercise to walk, because there are children who don't speak Finnish that well, so for them it was very important to practice those things because they're a bit challenging.
Sitten tulee ne kuvia. Tuossa on nyt kuva siitä, miten ne on lajiteltu ne leikot ja kuvattu. Täällä on joka laatikossa on niin kuva, että mitä siellä laatikossa on ja monenko palasia ne on ja onko se mitä lapsipuhainen erikoispala ja kattopalat ja
Ikkuna, läpinäkyvä.
Ruokailuun liittyvät.
There are pictures of the parts that in those boxes, and it's very specifically said what is in the boxes, how much. For example, there are very specific parts, like windows and all that are transparent parts, so they are very specific. They're not that popular, so children should know where they are, they can find them.
Ja sitten tuossa vielä, kun lapset sitten tietenkin leikki niillä muutenkin niin päivisin, niin sitten ne osat oppi siihen, että kun se leikki korjataan, niin sitten kaikki katsotaan, että joo, tämä kuuluu tonne ja tämä kuuluu tonne, että ne meni aina niin omalle paikalle. Että jos ne menis hujan hajan, niin sitten näiden tehtäviä suorittaminen olisi kyllä tosi vaikeaa.
So children also, they play with Legos on a daily basis. So when they are done with their play, they have to return the parts to the right place, because if the parts are not arranged, those tasks will be very difficult to be completed.
No, tässä on nyt yksi kuva, kun lapset keräilee. Niillä on tehtävät kortit täällä näin, että katsoo mitä osia sieltä pitää etsiä.
So it's an example of how children have their card, and then they collect the parts that they need from the card.
Siinä oli tietysti ollut meidän ensimmäinen
Työ, sateenkaari.
So that was the first task.
Se on eri on tolleen vaaka-asennoisesta on kolmiulotteisen, sitten lapset innostusta heti laittamaan siihen ikkunaan, että se on. Joo.
Taulusateenkaari.
So they have 3D, and they also put it there on the window, because there's outside there's rainbow.
Täällä on meitä ihan pienet 3-vuotiaat. Tässä meillä on esimerkiksi juhlat. Esimerkiksi tässä on pillimehut juomassa, että heti tiesi mitä pillimehuja. Täällä on kakku ja sitten täällä kavereita. Ja täällä just mitä mainittiin, että tämä poika oli tehnyt peruspillimehun, mutta hän haluaisi vielä tehdä oman pillimehun, että se sitten teki korkeimman ja isomman pillimehun.
So this is part of this celebration topic that the children use different topics for celebration. They have juices in boxes, and that boy, he wanted to have this juice, but then he added elements, as it was mentioned before, that children like to add their own things. And they cakes, small cakes, they celebrate.
Ja sitten niin kuin juhlissa laulettiin paljon onnea ja sitten joskus joku pehmoeläin synttärit vietettiin.
So they sing happy birthday, they can do some soft toy as a present.
Täällä on taas meidän 3-vuotiaiden ryhmä, että tässä tosiaan esimerkiksi täällä on kerätty esimerkiksi eläinteema ja sitten ekaksi mä itse haluaisin kokeilla, että täällä on malleja ja sitten tää on helpompi ne löytää, kun tiedetään, että on esimerkiksi eläin, niin minkälainen aina lopputulos ja sitten ne askeleet, miten tehdään.
Yeah, so this is one of the first topics that the small ones wanted to build, the different animals, and then the animals that they have built the ready model and the steps that have to be done.
Ja täällä esimerkiksi on se siltan tekeminen.
And then the bridge.
Ja tässä sitten opiskellaan käsitteitä, esimerkiksi puun päällä on liitty ja sitten kuka on täällä perheenjäseniä, kuka on isän vieressä, kuka äidin vieressä.
And those concepts as up, down, next to, for example, the bird is on the tree, and father, who is next to the father, who is next to the mother, those kind of concepts.
Ja tässä sitten lapset kertovat, että kuka siellä on ja
And children tell who is where and what they are. The position according to somebody else. Thank you. Yes, sorry.
ja täällä tosiaan ne oli eläimet ja rakkaita täällä näkee ja tosiaan, että tekemisen jälkeen, että ne jäi vielä leikkimään, että tehtiin pitkä jono siellä eläinjono.
So after they built the models, they still want to play with them, and then they made this queue of animals.
Ja siellä näkee myös, että liimattiin silmät noissa eläimillä.
And then also they drew the eyes to the animal. Yeah.
Ja tässä on niitä eläimiä isommilla silleen, että siihen tuli kirjaimet mukaan.
Yeah, so for this one it was the first letter. And then those letters, the topic letters that they have to build the letter of the first letter of the name of the animal.
Tässä harjoiteltiin myös sijaintikäsitteitä, eli missä suhteessa eläin on siihen kirjaimeen.
Okay, so again the concepts, where is the animal according to the letter is next one.
Ja tässä oli montako kirjainta.
Yeah. And this is how many letters or sounds there in the name of the animal or object.
Suomessa lasten ei tarvitse tässä vaiheessa osata vielä lukea, joten tämä oli joillekin lapsille haastava tehtävä.
Because in Finland children don't have to be able to read it yet, so it was a bit challenging task for them.
Tässä on näitä ekologisia kortteja, eskareiden kortit.
Ecological cards, we made the cards with Lego and lovely cards from all of that.
Tieteen sydänkortit.
There's no one
Se on 3-vuotiaille näkee se rakentaminen ja sitten se lopputulos ja sitten harjoitellaan sanomista.
So they build the cards and then they practice how to say happy Mother's Day or happy birthday.
Tässä oli eri värisiä sitten ikkuna, se oli myös ikkunalaudalla koristeena, että ne
Different colors with decorations on the window.
Sitten tässä oli Teevan puisto, eli kaikki lapset rakensi, oli kassainen puuohjekortti, ne teki puita ja kukkasia ja rakensivat tämmöisen puistoon.
The children here, they built the park, they built from the cards, how it's said in the cards, they built the trees and then made them there in the park.
Ja kaikki lapsilla oli erilainen puumalli. Sen takia niitä numeroita oli niin paljon.
Yeah, and every child has a different type of tree because there are many trees, many cards for building trees.
Tämä oli sitten pääsiäisenä, niin kuin pienemmillä oli ne pääsiäismunat, niin isommilla oli sitten tämmöiset koristeet.
So
Tikkukorit.
this is for Easter, the small ones we have the egg and the small ones we have this decoration very cheaper than the plastic.
Siinä on pientä.
No, tässä tosiaan ne viime projekti, mitä oli meidän ryhmässä, niitä on, että tekee omilla vihoilla, tai vihapuna. Täällä on sitten kortti ja ne seuraa, miten asia pitää tehdä. Ja tuolla viina on kakkomassa.
When they have the Dino projects, they have to make their own Dino eggs, and they look from the cards, instructional cards, and make the eggs according to their dinosaurs.
No sitten tässäkin rakentaa tällainen eläinten, onko se hoitola vai?
Niin, tämä oli varmaan
eläintarha.
Joo, paitsi sitten oli varmaan se oli eläintarha tai maatila.
And so they have either zoo or a farm.
Sitten täällä oli jouluinen kekki.
And this is Christmas.
Ja tuli siitä ilmeentuppuja tai kasvusvuotta, siitä tuli näitä ilmeitä ja
This is emotion, labor, educational emotions. They have those labels that they have the faces with emotions, and then they build the elves and the sleigh and Christmas.
Tämä oli esimerkiksi oli nimittäin aika vaikea tehtävä, että mittasuhteet oli sellaiset, että ei oikein tiedässä kanssa hahmotettu, että toivotti, että se olisi pitänyt ehkä olla pidempi. Että
That was a challenging task because it was quite big, so a lot of material.
Mutta hienoja porojakin tuli Duplosta.
And very nice elves from the Duplo.
sitten täällä oli isommilla oli tämmöistä yhteen vähennyslaskua, että siinä on montako ihmistä on junassa ja montako jää asemalle ja niin jää asemalle, niin montako jää ja kuinka monta on asemalla nyt. Ja niin kuin näkyy tuolla yläkuvassa, että siellä on monta pysäkkiä ja sitten tuo juna kulkee ja siinä tuli
This is mathematics, like they add or they remove, they have to estimate how many passengers were there on the train, how many got off, how many got on the train, and how many remained.
Toisille helppoa, toisille ei.
So some it was easy, some
Tässä on kasvatusatiikkaa, järjestyslukuja ja jonon käsitettä ja sitten jos on täällä näkyy tämmöinen pieni matkalaukku, että se piti laittaa, että laita matkalaukku jonossa 4 tai
so this again mathematics, numbers, amount. So here they have this suitcase that they have to put, for example, it should be 4 or yeah.
ja sitten oli lisäksi tällaisia ylhäällä, jos oikealla ylhäällä.
Yeah, and then they have those numbers, so they can put as many figures it shows there.
Määrä ja numeroja.
Number and amount.
Sitten tässä oli mittaamista ja vertailua. Tehtiin eri levyisiä ja pituisia ja korkuisia ja sitten vertailtiin levein ja korkein ja nopein.
So here's measurement and comparison. They have to measure and compare which is tall, which is wider, which is longer.
Täällä on meidän pienten mittaamista myös. Tässä oli tosiaan me välillä mitattiin, että kumpi on korkeampi ja saman verran. Ja sitten oli hauskaa taas, että mihin asti, että pääsin A asti. Ja täällä on sitten jos mallin mukaan niin piti seurata, että punainen valkoinen tai sitten eri väri.
So they have different tasks here with the small ones. Here is okay. So they have to measure which one is taller or which one is higher from the two towers, and then they have to measure how many bricks you need for the belly button, and then they have to be very careful to put in order, for example, red, white.
Siinä on lehtipuisto sitten tehty, siellä on jäätelökiostit ja karusellit ja liukumäet ja puiston vaatteet. Tässä tietysti jokaiselle lapselle oli oma kortti, että joku rakensi jonkun osion noista ja sitten ne yhdistettiin, kun siellä aikaisemmin sanottiin, että ne yhdistettiin isommiksi kokonaisuuksiksi. Nämä tämmöiset leikit, niin kuin tämäkin ja se eläintenhoitoa ja kunnitolla ja nämä, niin ne sitten jatkoi semmoista leikkiä ja niitä rakennettiin myös sitten niin kuin ihan muutenkin niitä.
Ja tässä oli sijaintikäsitteitä sillä tapaa, että siellä oli puiston vartijat, ainoiden laitteiden hoitajat ja sitten piti miettiä, että missä suhteessa karusellin ohjaaja on esimerkiksi siihen karuselliin tai vaikka tuohon alkuporttiin tai jotain muuta.
Here they build this playground and then they have to, every child has different objects that has to build from the playground and then they have to, again, those positioning, for example, according to the carousel, where is the middle of the park or, yeah.
Tässä on eläinten olympialaiset, siellä on katsomoja, sitten oli tämmöiset ikäeläimet, missä oli jalkapallopelia ja agiilityö ja kaikkea.
So this is the Olympics, annual Olympics. They have the viewers there in the audience. They have the football and some other sports.
Ja sitten oli mukipuisto. Sekin taas jokainen lapsi ryhmä rakensi oman laitteen ja sitten ne yhdistettiin tämmöiseksi isoksi kokonaisuudeksi.
So then again, amusement park, every child again have their own object to build and then they put it together in one big amusement park.
Ja sitten viimeisenä oli vielä näitä lippuja. Lippuja rakennettiin eri maiden lippuja.
And then national flags, they have to build different national flags.
Tämä oli lasten mielestä tosi mielenkiintoista, koska täällä meillä päiväkodissa muutenkin katsottu paljon lippuja ja kansallisuuksia ja muita. Mutta ihan kaikkiin lippuihin ei sitten löydetty ihan oikein väriä.
That was really interesting for the children. They enjoyed it because they studied a lot about national flags, but there weren't enough colors and parts for all the flags that they wanted to give.
Ja tämmöinen projekti.
About the project.
Kiva oli. Me tehtiin vaan aika tiukalla tahdilla, että värilapset tuntuivat olivat vähän väsyneitä. Mutta sitten kun se oli loppu, me kysyivät, että milloin me tehdään.
So it was a bit intense sometimes for the children, and they were a bit tired, but then they asked when they're going to do again something like that. Thank you. So now the next step that we're going to present from our project, that is the web platform. So this is our web platform. Working by construction. The name is Level Kids EU, and we have all the materials here. Here on the home page we have some information about the project, when it was started, who are our partners. Then we have about the learning part, according to ages. We have 3 years old. And we already got a little bit acquainted, but for example, let's look at some of them. We have this embroidery, and here we have the instruction for the teacher. What is the basic knowledge that's going to be discussed here? For example, level 2 for construction materials, and And this is really why this task is really getting acquainted with Lego 2 material. The basic box. But then the topic was embroidery. And it's the curriculum link is, for example, construction technology, fine arts, because children have to create this embroidery. And then we have it's English language because it's the English part. But for example, in Finnish it says language, in Bulgarian it says Bulgarian language. So they also study language through this because they have to learn about hours and they explain about what they have done. And we, as we said, we have for 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 and 6 years old, different age groups. Then we have the instructional cards, and here we have the different topics. We have animals, buildings, holidays, letters, nature, numbers, objects, people, products, scene, vehicles, the different topics. But from what we heard from the presentation, sometimes those topics can get mixed. And in those instructional cards, we saw we have the photo of the real object. And then we have the parts, how it should look when it's built. And then we have different parts that we need. And then the steps, how this should be built, so we get from 0 to the right model. And there are some photos here of models that were built from another, as we said before, this was very complicated because it needed a lot of material and a lot of elements and very different. For example, here, those transparent parts, it's not easy to find them always, so sometimes if you don't have them, and children might be a little, but we don't have this part, we can't build this. So sometimes they can be really picky and not willing to use other colors or type of parts. And here are some videos that are very helpful not only for teachers but for parents. Parents can watch those videos from our YouTube channel and they can create at home with their own children. I can just play it out. Here. Very helpful for teachers and parents to get new ideas how to work with Lego 2. We have here some news. Here we have the Bulgarian version, and here we have the different languages. For example, we have Bulgarian, we have German, we have Finnish, and English. 4 languages. But here I forgot to mention that we have where were the different languages? Where was it set?
If you choose it, for example, 3 years old, and then going to down, you can download it all language version here.
All language.
They're like a zip card for one.
Those 8 languages that we mentioned before, that they were created, you can download them.
But you would like using Finnish version, you go into languages and switch to Sony and switch it. Yes, we are waiting. Yes, now our website is loading in Finnish. And now if you go into the learning cards, and choose some models. All information. Oh, it's not. We didn't read it.
No, okay, but it should be here.
It should be here. So
Maybe not the 3 years old, but
you again in.
I think it was here.
Okay. Going to the. You choose.
Okay, here we go.
I thought that. Yes.
Yeah.
Now it's correct. We didn't choose it.
So we have it in here, so you can download it and print it and use it. So this is very shortly about the website, and we are going to present to you the structured teacher training course, which you can read about it here. You can read here the venues that you can go to this course. It's K1 of the Erasmus, so it's 7 days course, and you can go there. You can go to Slovakia, Bulgaria, you can go to Finland, you can go to Austria, and you can go to Italia. But if you go to Finland, maybe Mayo will help me with that. If you go to Finland, then you won't get funds
Yes,
from
this is
Erasmus.
we're developing also like the Erasmus plus Key Action 1, where it's possible to apply for your national agency to receive money for a course abroad. This is structured course. It's the same structure like in Finland, like in Austria, like in Bulgaria and Turkey. But if you're going to apply in Finland, it will be not possible to funds. If you're going to apply for abroad, you can get for Erasmus money for traveling, for course fee, and for all day you can stay. The good idea for this structured course that we offer the course in 4 different countries, but the learning materials in 7 languages. You can spell all course in English, but you can take materials in your one language and use it in your practical work.
Okay, you can read from the page about what
Yes, the
includes
structure of course
every
day by day.
but we can show, we can tell a little bit more about,
Maybe shortly
yeah.
for the day course.
If you have questions, of course, you can ask
Yeah.
a bit more. So it is, as we said, it is the 7 training days.
Can I go to the full screen?
Oh, yeah.
Oops, sorry. Is working? Yes, this is one of the part. Yeah.
So it is called constructing the kids in kindergarten, the graceful educational tool. It's very good to remember the name, because when you go to look for it in school educational gateway where it is published, you can search for it there, and you get all the venues that the course is offered, and then you go there and choose the venue that you would like to take that course. So day 1, it is getting acquainted with different construction materials. You can, for example, plastic bottles, cardboards, paper cups, marshmallows, just to get the idea of constructing. And then getting acquainted with the bricks, Lego bricks, or different types of bricks. So in day 2, then every kindergarten can share their experience with construction. Then getting to know Lego pool, its elements, possibilities, different parts, and different sets that are compatible with Lego, because there are a few brands that they can offer parts that actually they are not Lego, but they are compatible with Lego. And then how to sort different elements, what is the best part, how to organize them best in boxes. In day 3, getting acquainted with the methodology, different construction activities with Lego Duplo, and how children will learn those basic construction skills, how to learn different topics, for example, mathematics, and the again workshop, learning how to construct. The world about us, with related to core powers, vehicles, family, professions, countries, life, and again, workshop. It's a lot of work because it is Lego Duku, so we have to play with it. How to learn about nature, therefore, animals, trees, plants, letters, words, language. Fun time for children, different concepts, birthdays, Christmas, Easter, gaming. The layout of children in different activities. When they build, they can choose a role that they take in that activity and then they take part in that day. And how to document and evaluate your work with those construction materials and the methodology. What is useful, what should be probably done in a different way. And day 7 exam. Certificates. Every participant gets a certificate from those structured courses. And of course, feedback for participants and distribution of certificates.
And I would like to show a very short video.
The presentation was very explicit from the teachers of Kindergarten Corento. This is just a little bit ad.
Yes, it's from one of the Bavarian teachers.
We have to check because we're teachers, so we have to check if you have listened carefully. So we're going to have a short quiz.
Okay, please take your smartphone. Do you have smartphone? Did you take it? I'm going to take my one.
You can do that one.
Yeah, you do.
Voitteko yhdessä vai?
You must scan the code or going to
Joo. Tehdään yhdessä helpompi.
Joo, mulla on tuolla.
Joo, aletaan sulta.
Okay, thank you. Oh, just a moment, my name is not good.
Jos ei ole koodilukijaa laitettu asentamista. Joo.
Näkö?
Joo.
No niin, tässä oli.
Joo, se sitten nauhoitetaan.
You must enter the name. Okay, we have 3 players here. All. Okay, it's good.
Okay,
Did you recognize your icon?
right.
Okay. Don't say what is your icon. You will be working in team.
Yes, we are on
together.
one with
You can use also laptop if it's necessary. In laptop also you can participate.
okay. Very nice.
We have enough price, don't worry.
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
We have 5 questions. Per question, you have fixed time. Okay, are you ready?
No?
Not yet? Okay. Now, everybody's here? Are you ready?
No, yes. Question 1 of 5.
Yes, but I must press enter to start.
Yes?
Okay, are you ready? Okay. If, and now we will choose. Okay, we answered. Good. Now we continue the next one. Question 2. Okay, only one answer is correct one. Okay, the next one. You must type it here. It's not chosen. You must type it.
Got it.
I said how many in my presentation. Okay, and time's up, and correct answer is 100. Okay, the next question. Question number 4. Here you can choose the right answer. Oh yes, okay, good results. And the last one question. You can choose here from 4 options. Okay, everybody's yes, it's the right answer. And let's see the results. Okay, Tina is the winner. Okay, now.
Me kerikirkasta.
Hyvä yhteistyö,
Joo.
Korento ja Olimme.
Okay. This one. First is Tina. Okay, this is for the first. First Tina. Okay. The second position is Zag. Which is Zag? You? Okay. You give one set with dinosaurs. Okay. Okay, and the next one is the bigger team. Okay. You must separate these two trains between
Okei.
all of you. Okay, and one extra, we'll give the biggest team again. If you agree, this is doctor of animals.
Now we are going to have a coffee and some salty and sweet, and we can talk, and if you have questions, we will put if you have any questions. You can ask them now, or you can ask them when we have the coffee.
Okay, thank you for
Thank you for coming here.
I think that coffee is ready.